Hello, my name is Amy, and I will be your host today. It's important to remember that judging people based on their appearance can be unfair and inaccurate. It's better to focus on someone's actions and behavior before making assumptions about their character. Let's jump right into it. Let's talk some more on how psychopaths have no difficulty scamming and harming others. Today we have a couple you might recognize. Matthew and Pamela Griffin. They got their new truck and trailer, now they are hoping for an even bigger score. So they develop the story of uncertainty. Yes, Pam comes out and hints that Matthew has a serious illness, cancer.
I'm doing okay myself. I'm just wore slap out. All these doctor's appointments, doctor visits, hospital stays. I'm telling you, in the last 3 months, it seems like an eternity.
Then baits everyone a bit more every day. At the same time, Matthew is experiencing alleged strokes and heart attacks.
I don't know if y'all can tell or not. My face still got a little bit the drag to it. Let me tell you something. Transient, ischemic attack. That's a word that's hard. Ischemic is a word that's hard to say whenever you got all your motor skills. But it's a word that is not real easy to say whenever you can't speak the way you want to. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for a good guy that I work for and work with, and this woman right here beside me, I would have kept working.
And how his blood pressure is dangerously high.
My blood pressure was up that morning about 9 o'clock. And I told my boss my blood pressure was up. But it went back down. It subsided. It was about 11 o'clock in the morning when I started feeling, I come down out of the man lift. I was up in the air welding, making a weld. And I come down, I thought I was just getting too hot. And I went to take my harness off. And I rubbed it against my face, and I didn't feel it when I pulled it off over my head. And I rubbed my glove, I had my glove in my hand, I rubbed my face, and I didn't feel it. And I took my glove off and I rubbed it again, and I still didn't feel it. And I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know that my face was starting to droop. Folks, let me tell you something. That's something that is a scary situation to go through whenever you don't know what's going on. If it wasn't for people that was close to me, that knew me as a person, knew how I usually act, I would have probably kept working.
It was due to his high blood pressure, Matthew says. Now in a real situation this would be traumatic. We have come to find out that this is just another scam being played out before our very eyes. What is the goal? Money. And of course your sympathy. You are more likely to defend them if you think they are sick and dying.
But she took me anyway. We had to take Max back home. She had Max with her. He wouldn't let her go without her. We had to bring him back home. Then we took him by the house, and I was still thinking she was just going to let me go home and get some rest. But no, she made me go to the doctor. When they brought me in, they made me do the little the human monkey tricks, what I call them, with the fingers, trying to make you hold your hands out, and they make you touch your nose, both fingers. I felt like I was doing pretty good. Then they checked my tongue, want me to pull my tongue out, stick my tongue out so they can see. I still thought I was doing pretty good. And they were telling me that it looked okay, but they sent me back to do CAT scan and the X-ray. X-ray.
EKG.
The EKG was later. It was the X-ray in my chest. Well, while they were doing that, you tell them what they told you.
Well, he just said he didn't want to tell Mr. Griffin that they were kind of worried about him because of his blood pressure. They didn't want to tell him about his slurred speech. He was, I can't even pronounce that word.
Lethargic.
Yeah, that word. And about his face drooping and all, because they didn't want his blood pressure to go back up while he was in there doing the CT scan and all, and the EKG and everything. But yeah, they were real worried about him at first. Really was. And of course, then the lady had to come in there to get the blood and his blood pressure shot up again because he don't do needles. And I guess it wouldn't have been so bad the first time, but when she stuck it, she blew a vein in his wrist. So she just stopped right there, and she went and got somebody else to come do it. And they stuck him, got the blood. Well, a little while later, they come back and got more blood, about 4 or 5 vials of it. And of course, he wasn't happy about that because they had to re-stick him again. So, but hadn't got all the test results back off of all that blood work because that place was crowded. Let me tell you, it was packed.
Oh, and by the way, did you all see his GoFundMe for lawyers? They need money, and lots of it. Why? Well, for their lawyers, of course. Everyone has allegedly caused him to lose jobs and destroy his channel, causing him to become broke and destitute. We here at Psychos and Liars really want him to do this. It would be interesting to see how any lawyer would be able to spin this, showing Matthew and Pamela Griffin are the victims of anything but themselves and their own drug-fueled, hate-filled rampages. As for the alleged firings of Matthew, well, perhaps the answer to this can be found in his making Facebook and YouTube videos while he was supposed to be working.
Cause I got a brand new combine harvester and I'll give you the key. Come on now, let's get together in perfect harmony. I got 20 acres and you got 43.
Hey man, can you tell me if I'm putting short?
I don't see
You don't see it? What about here?
I don't see it.
It ain't back there?
Well, where the hell could it be at? Somebody said it was showing.
I can't find it.
I don't see it.
Allegedly, he made $38 an hour. That is a lot to pay an employee that spends so little time working, but instead spends his workdays trying to launch a YouTube career. Even more likely, his alleged poor health could be the problem here. We all know employees don't like to have liabilities on their payroll. Add to that his age, and you got someone that is slated for a pink slip. Is this right? No, but it happens every day in America. Insurance on someone like this often hard to get, and if you do manage to get it, they will cause the premium to go sky high. However, it could be his long criminal history that is the problem with him staying gainfully employed. We all know that it's very difficult for someone with a criminal record to find employment. And if that criminal record shows someone with anger issues, well, that makes it even more difficult. However, we know the chances of it being true are almost non-existent. It's more likely that Matthew and Pamela are running another scam on the public. It's always about the money with these two. Listen to the whining going on here. This YouTube live stream went on for over 3 hours. That is a lot of pulling on the heartstrings of vulnerable individuals. Also a lot of brainwashing being done in the process.
And in the last Thursday? 4 days, they murdered on 5. Team Jamal Matt. It's just like time has just stood still. But by the grace of God, we're making it. Barely.
These scammers might as well have a big red neon flashing sign saying, "Donate here. Help us, we are in danger of losing everything."
I know how that darn meds are, I swear. Every time I turn around, they're either adding or taking away, or it's just one prescription after another. Heck, I about can't hardly keep up with them. And I hadn't told nobody nothing yet. I was just trying to wait for a few more people to come in this morning. But I know it was after 10 o'clock by the time we got in last night. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. We had to get the test results. And they were going to call. They said they would call us. Well, Mr. Griff took yesterday off because he just didn't want me to be at home when the test results come in.
Scammers, cunning manipulators of the digital age, lurk in the shadows, preying on unsuspecting individuals with their deceitful schemes. Armed with technology and a complete disregard for ethical boundaries, these individuals exploit human vulnerabilities and trust for personal gain.
which I'm kind of glad, that he stayed. But we hadn't heard from him by lunchtime. So I called over there to the doctor's office and asked them, could we just come on up there instead of, waiting till the doctor called or whoever was going to call. She said, well, you can. I said, well, he really wants to. That way, if we have questions or anything, we can ask or whatever. And plus, wanted to let him know that his blood pressure had still not dropped as much as what they wanted to with this new medication. It'd go way sky high, then it'd come down for a couple of hours, and then it'd start climbing its way back up. So we get over there, and he's a new doctor to us, and we'd never been on a Monday. We didn't know what his office hours was, and I guess the lady just assumed that we might have knew. But anyway, when we got there, he had already gone to the hospital to work over there. So we get over there, tell them what we're here for. No sooner than we're there, they take him straight back, hook up all these darn machines, did the EKG, did the chest x-ray, lab work, and it took 4 nurses to finally get blood drawn on him. 2 from the lab tech, and then 2 from the ER to get in there. And they finally got his blood drawn. His veins kept rolling, disappearing. Come to find out, his blood pressure's so high they just couldn't get just couldn't get it. So after about a couple of hours, it might not have been quite that long, might have been longer than that. It was just long. They finally got it right there in the wrist. Top of the hand. And they was trying to get a good one, so just in case they had to do the IV, give them fluids and stuff like that. Still couldn't understand why they were doing all that just to get test results.
Through lies, deceit, ranting on live streams, spewing hate and lies, phishing emails, the use of viruses, fraudulent websites, or persuasive phone calls, they employ a variety of tactics to deceive their victims into revealing sensitive information or parting with their hard-earned money. With each successful con, scammers inflict financial and emotional harm, leaving behind a trail of shattered lives and shattered trust. As technology advances, so too do their methods, making it crucial for individuals to remain vigilant and informed, so as to avoid falling victim to these nefarious actors. Combating scammers requires a collective effort, raising awareness, sharing knowledge, and employing robust security measures to protect ourselves and others from their insidious grasp. Even more likely, his alleged poor health could be the problem here. We all know employees don't like to have liabilities on their payroll. Add to that his age, and you got someone that is slated for a pink slip. Is this right? No, but it happens every day in America. Insurance on someone like this often hard to get, and if you do manage to get it, they will cause the premium to go sky high. However, it could be his long criminal history that is the problem with him staying gainfully employed. We all know that it's very difficult for someone with a criminal record to find employment. And if that criminal record shows someone with anger issues, well, that makes it even more difficult. However, we know the chances of it being true are almost non-existent. It's more likely that Matthew and Pamela are running another scam on the public. It's always about the money with these two. Listen to the whining going on here. We here at Psychos and Liars of YouTube would like to thank you for spending your time with us today. I have enjoyed it immensely. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and please be on the lookout for these dangerous psychopaths that have no difficulty taking you all for a ride and scamming you, or causing you suffering. I have written a poem for you all. In shadows deep where darkness thrives, reside the ones with twisted lives. Psychopaths, their hearts devoid, their masks of sanity employed. With charm and wit, they smoothly glide, their motives hidden, well disguised. Behind those eyes, a void resides, a lack of empathy they can't hide. They weave a web of false delight, manipulating with all their might. Emotions feigned, a cunning art, to tear apart and break the heart. Their words so sweet, their actions cold, their true intentions never told. They seek control, a heartless game, to feed their ego's twisted flame. In their wake, shattered lives remain, the aftermath of their disdain. Victims left to heal the scars, from encounters with those behind the bars. Beware the signs, the warning cues, protect yourself from their abuse. For psychopaths, they roam the night, a chilling presence, devoid of light. But let us not forget the strength of love and hope, their counter-length. Together we can rise above, and shield ourselves with bonds of love. So, in the face of their deceit, let kindness shine, let empathy meet. For in compassion, we find the way to keep the darkness at bay. Protecting oneself from a psychopath requires a multifaceted approach rooted in self-awareness, vigilance, and assertiveness. First and foremost, it is essential to trust one's instincts and intuition. If something feels off or unsettling about a person's behavior, it's crucial to take those feelings seriously and maintain a safe distance. Setting and enforcing boundaries is paramount, as psychopaths are skilled at manipulating and exploiting others. It is important to be assertive and firm in asserting personal limits and not allowing oneself to be coerced or manipulated. Building a strong support network of trusted friends and family can provide an additional layer of protection and guidance. Finally, educating oneself about psychopathic traits and behaviors can serve as an invaluable tool in recognizing potential warning signs and red flags. By remaining vigilant, staying informed, and prioritizing one's safety and well-being, it is possible to fortify oneself against the influence and harm that a psychopath may pose. Protecting oneself from scammers necessitates a combination of awareness, skepticism, and precautionary measures. Firstly, it is crucial to develop a healthy level of skepticism towards unsolicited offers or requests for personal information. Be cautious of unexpected emails, late-night phone calls, or messages that seem too good to be true or evoke a sense of urgency. Verifying the authenticity of any person that you feel may be lying to you, or scamming you, can help avoid falling victim to scams or thieves, who are just using you for their own personal gain. Always remember, where there is smoke, there's usually fire. If you are repeatedly hearing stories about someone scamming, it is likely true. Though the person who is the scammer will try to convince you this is just them all ganging up on them. Even if it makes no sense, they will ramble on about why, slipping up repeatedly. Don't fall for it, you matter. Secondly, maintaining strong online security practices is vital. This includes using strong, unique passwords for different accounts, regularly updating software and antivirus protection, and being cautious of suspicious links or downloads. Additionally, being mindful of the information shared on social media platforms can prevent scammers from gathering personal data. Lastly, educating oneself about common scam tactics and staying informed about emerging threats can empower individuals to recognize and avoid potential scams. By staying vigilant, exercising skepticism, and adopting proactive security measures, one can significantly reduce the risk of falling prey to scammers' deceptive schemes.
But I'm gonna tell you, if it wouldn't been for her, I wouldn't have. There's no telling where I'd be right now. She would have probably. I could have probably went home that night and probably went to sleep and not even had a clue what was going on and never woke up.